In our last episode, you traveled with us from our starting point of Northern California down to San Diego, where we introduced you to Razorhawk, Mr. Extreme of the Extreme Justice League, and Project Hope. After a successful outreach to almost 800 of San Diego's homeless population, the crew takes one last group photograph. They gather together and head back to the Inisha crib. It's been another long and productive day, but they've got to hit the road again tomorrow. So they start to pack up, clean up, and generally settle back for a good night with friends.
This is for night out.
It'll be like sexting without sex.
They Skype with Night Owl, another real-life superhero who's in Portland and couldn't make it this year. But once the guitars come out, Skyping is over. We've invited Travis Heisel and Ted Mills of the Legacy Initiative Utah to join us. They've been up working since 4 a.m. making 1,100 burritos for the outreach, and they could definitely use the downtime. Because the patterns that control your mind, those patterns take away my time. Hello, goodbye. When you dedicate your free time to altruism, this downtime is very important for recharging and building bonds with friends and teammates. But we don't want to miss our chance to talk to Travis and Ted, two people whom we consider heroes, and who make altruism an art form.
First of all, can you just straight up, for somebody that doesn't know who you are, just tell me what you do.
We do a lot of things. We're all over the place. Anything from community gardening, providing food for less fortunate families, clothing for homeless and less fortunate families. If it sounds like it's a great idea that's going to benefit the community, I think we're pretty much into it.
Up to this point, we'd only followed the Legacy Initiative online. When we witnessed for ourselves how they drove down from Utah, got up at 4 a.m. to cook beans, and then provided 1,100 bean and cheese burritos for the homeless, our hero radar went off, and we wanted to know more about their story. We wanted to know the hows and whys of this group, and we wanted to bring that story to you. As you can guess, a trip to their home state of Utah was in order. According to the Comprehensive Report on Homelessness by the State of Utah for 2014, an estimated 13,261 people experienced homelessness. Families make up 45% of that total. What compels Travis and Ted, both family men themselves, to spend most of their free time fighting for the rights of the homeless when so many turn a blind eye and a deaf ear? We join them on a rainy day of outreach in downtown Salt Lake City to find out for ourselves.
So are you the one that kind of started all this?
I'm one of them.
One of them?
He's the godfather.
Oh, and I'm one of them. That's awesome.
Yeah. And as we go, feel free to pick up litter, those that have a cloth. We want to leave this area of town cleaner than it was when we found it.
What helped you want to do this?
What's that?
What helped you start this?
It's kind of a long story. It started, I grew up less fortunate, and my mom was always the kind that, I was raised by a single mom, and she raised us that, it didn't matter what we have, that if there's somebody that has less, we have a responsibility to help. And then the catalyst for this, years ago I was a youth pastor, and we had a family, single mom with 3 daughters that had some mental illness. She ends up being institutionalized. The 2 older daughters were left. They didn't take them. The one was nearly 18, but they didn't have any resources. So I started learning about food rescue, so collecting food that's still good but would be thrown away because it doesn't meet optimal quality standards. And so this was in St. George, and there isn't a great deal of food banks. There wasn't a lot of resources, so I kind of created my own thing down there, and it quickly turned around from trying to find food for people to trying to find people for the food.
A year and a half ago, Travis came to us with an idea of wanting to do food recovery and help the homeless and help those in need. And my personal experience, I feel like I've had a lot of opportunities to receive, and in my personal life, it was an opportunity for me to give back.
You can usually find Travis and Ted up at 4 a.m. getting the beans cooked for the burritos, but today we get to sleep in as prep doesn't start until 8. We're joining them at one of 2 prep areas. This one is at Frida Bistro, a gourmet Mexican restaurant, or more specifically, the warehouse that's attached to the Frida Bistro. Both are owned by Rico Foods.
Oh yeah, good to see you. Sorry. Oatmeal. We'll give you a tour, show you where the facility is.
The owner of both the bistro and Rico Foods generously allows the Legacy Initiative to use the facilities whenever they make their burritos.
So the beans are in here. Pinto beans, black beans. There is a plethora of beans. I can't see, I'm thinking they're boiling. And then this is where we'll assemble. Smile, you're on candid camera. So what we're doing now is tearing the foil and assembling the tortillas. So let me get a bag. So that's the company that donates the tortillas every month to us. Nice. And they do 10 boxes, so there's 120 in each box, so they donate basically 1,200 tortilla shells a month. So,
Pieces in that cooler.
We asked a couple of the volunteers why they did this.
Other people sit in their jammies and watch TV, while other people are sitting there starving and not having anything to eat. And I'd rather be helping the people that don't have anything else to eat.
Just we want to help. I mean, that's in our nature. Me and her definitely like to get in the community and just do what we can to help. And if that's making burritos at 8 o'clock in the morning, that's what we're going to do.
Hey, come out and help. It's like, it's good for you and good for others too, so.
This seems to be the consensus of the group. They say that they feel like a family, and it's easy to pick up on that vibe once you walk through the doors. Even though the Legacy Initiative is exempt from needing a food handler's permit, they operate as if they need one anyway.
sauce. We need to get you a rag. Let's get some sanitizer on it before you open them. Wipe down the side. Okay, sanitizer.
Hot bean spray. Put on top. Like so that it doesn't bean snap. Something like that. You're gonna have to teach me how to do it again. I forgot. It's been 1 month.
Putting together almost 1,000 burritos can be tedious work, but it isn't too long before they get their groove on. The music is essential to these burrito-making days.
Oh, baby, can't do this to me, baby. Just gotta get out, just gotta get right out of here.
Before you know it, they've got almost 1,000 burritos ready to go. The burritos are loaded and taken to a meeting point where volunteers start to arrive, but no one leaves without a quick pep talk from Travis.
We're not here to look down on anybody. When you think you're helping, that puts you above them. We're not above anybody. We're here to serve. Our prime mission here is to restore dignity. So when you're out here talking to everybody, sharing that smile and being courteous and kind, not only to fellow volunteers, but to those we serve. It's highly, highly important. So let's keep our heads straight. It's all about the compassion. It's all about the dignity. Number two, we got to be totally safe. every squad leader should give you guys a briefing, but I just want to make sure that we're clear on how we need to be operating and how we need to conduct ourselves. So kindness and compassion are number one. All right? Let's get out there, let's have some fun, and let's be safe.
So we're going to cut out the alleyway here. We're going to turn right. We're going to go.
One of the biggest things for me is that when you're handing out food to the homeless, it's not like don't ever look down on them.
We need to stay as a group. Never go off on your own. Just if for some reason you need to leave early, something happens, please let Tracy know.
So many mouths to feed and only so many burritos to go around. Here's what our day is like.
I'm just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would tell me, oh, that's all I want. Woke up an optimist, sun was shining, I'm positive. Then I heard you was talking trash. Hold me back, I'm about to spaz. Oh, now I'm 4 or 5 seconds from wildin', and we got 3 more days to Friday. I'm just trying to make it back home by Monday morning. I swear I wish somebody would tell me, oh, that's all I want. And I know that you're up tonight, thinking how could I be so selfish? Boy, you call about 1,000 times, wondering where I've been.
Yeah, no judgments, man.
Yeah, we don't judge. You know, if somebody's hungry and they need food, we feed them. If somebody
The
needs
qualification,
clothes,
man. Are you hungry? Right. Are you human? That's it.
Unfortunately, not everyone feels the way they do. Only 20 minutes into the outreach, they were stopped by police officers on the street, where most of the homeless hang out. This isn't the first time it's happened, and we hear it was much rougher last month because there were no cameras present.
You guys can't stop us from doing this.
Legally, we can start handing out citations.
For what? Okay, for volunteers being off the road. So is that how we want to be? Because I'm sure you don't want that media stuff. I'm serious. This is unnecessary. So how do we work together better on this?
I would suggest that you shoot up the chain because right now I have the law enforcement authority to start managing in the way I think I need to in terms of your violations. I would prefer that you go up our chain of command so that our chain of command comes down to us and says, hey, this is what they're doing and we want you to do A, B, or C. Rather than making it the guy that's on the street, the line officer, that has to make the decisions. Because I don't see you in the positive light that you see yourselves from my professional
organization.
But who's down here supposed to enforce law? Who's been tasked and paid for by the city to come down here and enforce law? That's me. Okay? And we're trying to clean this place up the best that we can. So, it would be better to go through our chain of command. So our chain of command can come back down to us. You're working with them and we can all get on the same page. Does that make sense?
I'll get a meeting set with the church. He could cite us for stepping off of the sidewalk. He could cite us for obstructing the sidewalk, but he stopped our people. He created that issue. I mean, if he wanted to cite us, I would have been okay with it. If he had written a citation, fine. I'll go talk to the judge. We had it on video. So when I'm talking to him, I didn't know that he was the one until just talking to Tracy just now. Had I known it was him, I would have called him on it. Because he was standing there telling me how police officers get a bad rap. But he's the one creating the bad rap with his interaction towards our volunteers last time. And then he immediately starts off this tension adversarial rather than having a discussion about what's going on. Hey, what are you guys doing? And investigating, he wants to create tension. So he's trying to escalate instead of de-escalate. And he wants to complain that officers have getting a bad rap. Like, dude, it's you that's doing it.
And we get down towards the corner, and 2 officers came up, and it's the same officer we had a problem with last month.
Yeah.
And last month he actually was swearing at us. He's like, get your asses out of the street. If you want to donate, get your shit over to the road home. Really aggressive. So at least this month he was a little more under control. But he's like, we need to have you people. We've told you people not to come down here. I said, we have every right to come down here. It's like, they use the tinfoil for drugs. Well, they can also use pop cans.
Yeah.
He goes, well, you guys are loitering. I said, we were walking until you stopped us, and I'm happy to continue walking. And so then he was like, well, they use the tinfoil to chase the dragon, was his term. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, these people are all well fed. They don't need food. And in the meantime, my team was great. My team continued to hand out burritos. And people were like, thank you. This is delicious. Thank you.
Despite the temporary delay caused by the police, the rest of the team continues to hand out burritos until they're all gone. Eventually, our group comes upon a man who has open sores on his feet due to no socks and bad footwear. We stop and administer some first aid, and Travis makes a new friend.
I would show you, but my phone's kind of full.
If you need some other stuff, let me know. We can hook you up with some stuff to keep your feet treated.
You can need some socks, right?
Yeah, I think.
I got him some socks.
Do you? Okay. So I can probably get you some more later.
Oof.
Put it on.
Thank you.
Grit off his feet.
Oh, thank you.
They stink, huh?
Yeah, they smell a little, but you know, guys have smelly socks. I mean,
how do you get video?
They're out of supplies and they've got a nighttime patrol to prepare for. It's back to Rico's Foods, where Travis changes for his appearance at a sick kid's birthday party. Yes, that is him in the Salt Lake City Comic-Con billboards. Cosplay for charity is becoming a big part of the Legacy Initiative.
So we got them from Ergodyne, the same people that do the backpack.
The nighttime patrols usually have a smaller number of volunteers. Not everyone wants to venture into sketchy parts of town after dark to pick up used hypodermic needles.
Fruit snacks saved my life once.
Yes, they did.
The guy kept telling me he was going to rob me, and I kept giving him fruit snacks.
It's a deal in California, but
not really.
It's a big deal. That's a spice container.
What do they do? What is
so
spice?
They smoke it. It's a artificial type drug. So you can see they basically sit on the corner and do their business. And on the side, that's what we call it, poo alley. Forewarning, there may be cockroaches in this alley.
Okay. I'll get the needle and leave the plunger.
Just the needle's more important.
Hey, Ted!
They just keep pushing us further and further away. They just put all these fences up. So now, like the playgrounds, we can't feed the kids, or we used to have toys for the kids, and you can't even feed in the playground area.
They literally put these up because of you guys?
No, I just think they're...
Other organizations?
Yeah, they're just making it even harder for people to help, and also for people to see and feel that feeling of seeing the kids and everything like that, so...
I got you covered.
Enjoy, guys.
They've picked up all the needles they're going to find on this patrol, and they're calling it a night.
The word palingenesis keeps rolling over in my mind. It's that hero's errand of of mythology, where the hero sets out on this mythic quest. He's going to go do something noble. He's going to create something awesome and help some people. But in the end, he's the one that's truly changed. And when we have volunteers come on, that's what this is for them. They come out, they're thinking they're going to do some good deed, but it's them that returns changed.
Nowadays, you have more communications, so now you have the sense that people are more apathetic. But I think people have always had that, but now you're more aware of it. But if anything, the awareness of apathy is an opportunity to do something about it. So, the more communication we have, the more we can work with, the more we can do. So, yeah, bring it on.
And bring it they have. Despite the loud planes overhead, we got to ask them about the differences between the Legacy Initiative now and the Legacy Initiative we interviewed back in 2013.
So we're here again, years later, a couple years later with the Legacy Initiative, and a lot has happened since we first interviewed you guys. Oh gosh, for that very first
We have one more volunteer.
Hope Outreach. Yeah, there's been recognition. Can you guys tell us about that?
You got the E50.
There's the E50.
So the entrepreneurship, the top 50 in the state.
Yeah,
for
I'd call that.
people doing good in the community. So yeah, Travis got that. That was last year, right?
I could count how many.
What was the?
Oh yeah, we had
that,
City
that
Weekly.
What's,
oh yeah, that was
what was that one called?
Statue of Responsibility. We had the Pay It Forward Award from Channel 4. I don't know. We're in the media about every 4 or 5 months average. We have something.
What are you most proud of having done in the past couple of years?
I think for me, probably the Hope Locker project that we're just about ready to finish and unveil is probably, for me, is one of the iconic basically things. It's day use storage for anyone who needs it, not necessarily the homeless, but in our...
Primarily for the homeless.
Primarily, right, but other people could use it. It's not specifically for homeless folks, but where they could store their belongings during the day while they go to work, job interviews, different things tasks they have to perform, that they'll know their stuff is safe. And there's a garden program that we're partnered with and different things like that to try and give people a sense of pride back, a sense of, you know what, yeah, I am a human, and yes, I am important, and I care to somebody, right? I matter, right? Because I think that's huge. Like, people just don't think they matter anymore.
We started with nothing. We started with just an idea, and it was just about being resourceful and putting in the work. Don't let excuses hold you back. Find a way. Figure out a way. There's always a way to get something done. If you sit down and you think about it, and quit rationalizing and thinking about making up reasons why something can't get done, you'll be amazed at the solutions that'll present themselves. There's no excuse to not do anything unless you just don't want to. What it really is just people just need to admit that they just don't want to help. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. Just stop making excuses and get off your ass. Get out there and do something.
I hear the good and the bad, and I, someone accused me of caring too much, and I thought that was really interesting, because I said, gosh, at the end of my days, at the end of my life, if the worst thing that it reads on my headstone is that I cared too much, I think I'm going to be perfectly okay with how I've lived my life. And the friends that I've met through the Legacy Initiative, I think they're all angels in the flesh, and I think for me, even in my own struggles, they have really reminded me of the purpose in life, and it isn't to live for yourself, it's to serve others and to develop those relationships and kind of finding your place in this world.
To think my Scorsese took ideas from my life, and there's no one-way street in SF that can set me right. I'd like to think that every song refers to me in a verse, and even if you're decades older, best believe I came first. I'd like to think Lee Marvin would have liked to drink with me most. I'd like to say that I ain't bragging before I start to boast. I'd like to think my scars are deeper than the ones that you got. Well, getting mad beats being sad, so I say give it a shot. I walk the walk, I talk the talk. We've seen it all, we've seen it all. I walk the walk, I talk the talk. We've seen it all, we've seen it all. fist into the earth and turn it upside down.
I'll throw the moon right at the sun to make it nighttime now.
I'll walk the walk. I'll talk the talk. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. I'll walk the walk. I'll talk the talk.
Thermometer.
Say something funny and laugh. You gotta be enjoying.
Say something funny. The health department's gonna mess with you. Stay on.
Talk the talk. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. I'll walk the walk. I'll talk the talk. We've seen it all. We've seen it all. I drink gasoline and bourbon before every song. I swear that Elvis never did a damn thing wrong. I walk the walk.